So off on Mondays is finally off. um, I wanted to go get my camera and get things set up, but I said, you know what, this is a raw and alive moment. And I've just been going through a lot. I'm looking at my dog because he, Peanut. Say hey. And then I got the other one, the baby. You probably can't see him because he's in a cage over there. Because he's looking at me. I should go get him out. Let me go get him out. I just hope he doesn't poop. Hold on a second. I hope he doesn't poop on the carpet or eat my tissue. That's the other baby. Yeah. That's my baby. He'll be 1 year old. He's still a puppy. And he's 10. But my show is about mental health or mental wealth for self, is my saying. And I talk about a mental disability. So I have PTSD, generalized anxiety, OCD, everything that you can think of. And now I'm having a very, very bad day. And it's certain things and triggers that brings it out, which gets me confused a lot. Look at him. Look. That's what you want to do? Okay. Okay. It's certain triggers, and I'm not even going to say triggers because I have good triggers, because they let me know that it's not. See, this is why he stays out. This is why he gets locked up. Okay? This one wants to love on me, and the other one wants to. But there's certain triggers that I have, and today my triggers are just all over the place. I have been taking venlafaxine, whatever, X4, whatever you want, however you want to say it. I'm not a medical doctor. And I take 175 milligrams of it, right? And for the most part, I want to say it's been working. And this may be the pill working because me being expressive, not depressed or not moody, I'm able to think. Hold on a second, because he's starting to, I gotta put him back in his cage. See, this is why, baby, you go in the cage, because you bite too much. It's real live action, okay? We doing this raw talent here. So, anywho, and it's hard when you have all these words and you're trying to place them and you're trying to put them in these boxes so they can all fit. But it's like the boxes are matching the words, and you have no more room to put them, and they're starting to fall out, and you have to rearrange everything. It's like there's words, and it's hard. And sometimes I get upset because, I mean, we see celebrities going through it and we're like, oh, it's a real thing. But celebrities are human beings. But I believe that it shouldn't just be celebrities that get the light shined on them all the time. It's actual people who going through it every day that are not able to get help, are not able to seek counseling, are not able to get away from their family, not able to get away from their spouse. And there's people who, like myself, are single. And, you know, it's times like this because I'm single. I'm not able to have children. And it's hard when you're trying to communicate to your family and you can't. And it's not that you don't want to, you just can't. It's hard when you can communicate and you just can't. Not that you don't have the ability to, but you just can't. It's hard to formulate words and it's hard to get them out. And it's, to me, it's constantly like there's something in here. There's something in me that wants to get out. There's something that wants to be said, but I don't know what it is. And like I said, it's like a child. I feel like I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, but nothing's coming out. I don't know what to say, but I have all these words. It's like when you meet somebody famous and you know you have everything to say, but you don't know what to say, and it's not even a loss for words. You just, anybody out there know what I'm talking about? You know, and a lot that I've been through makes, I think back and it's seemingly to be the same brick wall I hit each and every time with friendships and with it's just like, you know, you try to make stuff work, and when you figure out like, dang, I did it again, and you want to explain to people like it's not on purpose, it's not on accident, I do mean it, I just sometimes I just say so much and all of it comes out, and come on, Papa. It all comes out, and sometimes it's just like, you know, just kind of like spaghetti, if I can really imagine. It's like spaghetti, and I'm talking about with all the sauce on it and everything. And you have all this spaghetti on this plate or in a pot or whatever, and you just keep piling it up, and it just keeps falling over. And no matter how you try to pile it up and put it in there, it piles up and gets high. And hold on a second, I gotta make sure he's not. What is it, Papa? Outside? He wants to go outside. He wants to go for a walk outside, but I really can't right now because I can't even find his. I can't even find their leash. I don't know where the leash went, you know. But anyway, I just wanted to document this in my journey each and every day on how I feel, because I was told to journal. You go outside, Papa? You hungry? You baby want eat? Yeah, he's hungry. I was told to journal, but I can't write. It's hard when I can't write. I have so much that I want to say, and he's old. I have so much that I want to say, but I can't get them out in words. I can't articulate my words, and it frustrates me. It frustrates. Hold on a second. What, Pop? Here, this. He's hungry. But I can't articulate my words, and it frustrates me because I can't get them out. And then I want to tell people that I'm not faking anything and that I worry about, you know, like work. And the main thing is I can't tell you what's going on if I don't know myself, if I can't put it in words, you know. And I worry about like my job and work, and it's a lot of stress that gets put on And if you know my background, it's mainly because of me. All right. Is it clear? We have. Is it all the way? There we go. Okay. Back. So. All right. So I was trying to record on my phone, but the phone died out, and then I had to get this camera here because this was the only thing that I had to connect to it. And as I was saying, so there's a little break in between, and I'm having these bouts of crying, and I'm just thinking in my head, what am I crying about? What's going on? And this has been, I think it's been a year since I've been on asphyxia or venlafaxine 150. I haven't been taking it like I should. Not saying that I miss doses, which everyone probably miss a dose when they're taking medication and things like that. Not everyone, because everyone's perfect. But what I'm saying is that and when you do. But I'm not talking about the side effects. I'm talking about depression. I'm talking about PTSD. I'm talking about OCD. And if I cry, it's because it's just me expressing an emotion. And I always start off with that because I don't know why I cry. And to me, when I cry, it's not that somebody hurt me, or I'm sad, or I feel rejected or degenerated. It's generally because I don't like the way that I feel. And as I was saying before, it's like this child that's in me that's screaming at the top of her lungs, but no one hears her. No one is listening. And I'm not saying that they don't want to. It's just because I'm yelling and screaming, but nothing's coming out. And as I was saying in the video before, that it's like you have a pot or a plate of spaghetti, and you're just loading spaghetti on top of spaghetti on top of spaghetti. And you know how when you're loading it on there, and I use spaghetti, you gotta excuse my janky microphone, because I'm trying to see if I can find a holder, because I'm trying to get this as I am, and capture it, because this is my journal. I can't write. I can't use words, because I believe there's some things that words cannot express or cannot explain when you're feeling a certain way and how you're feeling. And I have to record this because the next couple of minutes later, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm cool. I was just going through a phase. And no, I'm not bipolar. But there is moments when I have PTSD where it's real. It's so freaking real. It really is. And that's why I have my animals here, and they're here to keep me company. And I go back and forth with the whole they have to be trained. Like, what happened if it's not even so much of being trained? What happened if it's just you need that person there? Like, it doesn't matter if you have a human being with you. It's something about having that dog, that animal there. To me, it's like a seclusion. To me, it's like, instead of me running away and hiding and blocking out everybody, I just go and I look at the dog, and I'm away for a bit, and I'm talking to him. I guess most of that comes from not being able to have children. And it's like I just don't want anybody to talk back sometimes. I just want to talk. There's moments when it's just I want to talk. I don't want you to think. I don't want you to do anything. I just want to talk. And I was saying to myself that to have anything to do with me being molested as a child, does it has anything with me, growing up? I mean, what happened in my life where it was like this? And we always look at celebrities, but what about those actual people who are walking around that don't have the capacity to comprehend, or they don't know, they don't have a support system, they don't have money? And I'm going to see a therapist, and it kind of hurts when you have people to say you're going to therapy, but nothing's happening. And it's not like I'm not talking to my therapist, and she sees that I'm having growth and change, yet it's always going to be something new that I tap on. And all it is just me adjusting to another level. Oh man, I was in tears just a few minutes ago, so I don't feel any tears coming on now. Normally I would say if I start crying, it's not that. It's just I'm expressing a real emotion, a real feeling. I'm not sad or anything. It's just how I feel, and I'm confused and conflicted because I'm having a real moment. And like I told myself I was going to turn off the TV and the computer. I mean, even with work, and I told my family that I was going to just take some time. I need a sabbatical, and I don't even know what I'm going to do or where I'm going to go. I just really need alone time. I mean, I'm not going to cut my phone off or anything, but it's just times when you just need alone time. And it's not even so much of what or where you're going to go or what you're going to do. It's just mainly, I mean, I wanted to record this on my iPhone because that's how raw I am right now. And I believe in the world that we living in right now and what's going on, we don't always have to have an answer for something. It doesn't always have to be a reason. Maybe you just figured out that there's something wrong, and it doesn't have to do with anything that was wrong. It could be something that should have been dealt with years ago, and it's just now coming to the surface. It does not necessarily have to be something that was said or done to you. It's just something that's been there and it's finally coming to the surface. It could have been a shirt, or it could have been a TV show, but whatever it is, it's always been there. And it's finally coming to the surface. And it's made sense enough to come to the surface. Now it's just coming out because now it's known. And yeah, I have to be honest. I just really don't like not having a mutual understanding with things. And I'm noticing the pattern that I have is when I'm trying to communicate, and when I do communicate, it's like I'm saying the wrong things, but I'm just trying to get an understanding. And when I do try to get an understanding, it's and this is exactly how it goes in my mind. I try to get this understanding. I try to say, hey, what's going on? Let's resolve this. And it doesn't want to be resolved, or doesn't want to be talked about, or you tried and you exhausted every angle. And right now what I'm doing is I'm thinking, because I'm having thoughts again. That's like the reason why I'm trying to say this is because of what I'm thinking of right now. And it may sound like I'm crazy, but I'm not. But this is me raw in my PTSD, in my OCD, in my generalized anxiety. And we don't expose it because it doesn't have a face, because it doesn't pop up and it doesn't show, and there's no answer. You just have to work through it. You just have to walk through it. You just have to deal with it. And it's by yourself, because no matter how many people I talk to, it's not going to show ahead. It's not going to be understood until it's talked out. And sometimes I can sit and talk it out and get a headache. And I just know that it's a lot that's coming out, and I'm upset because it's interfering with my relationships, with myself, with others. It's interfering, and I thought it was because of me being molested, and I thought it was because of me, not having a father figure in my life. And of course that's part of it, but if that's healed and that's worked on, nobody teaches you what happens when it pops up and it reoccurs, and people say, well, you haven't healed from it, you haven't dealt with it. What happened if we did? What happened if we did heal from it? What happened if we did dealt with it? What happened if we did understood and it comes up again and we're just probably tired of it? And sometimes you get tired of something and you don't want to fight. And sometimes you just say to yourself that, I get it, I understand, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. And sometimes you get tired of explaining it. Sometimes you get tired of saying, I don't understand. I know, though, that this is me on Venus for Laxvine a year, and people say it's been great. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. And like I said, I can't journal. I can't write. I can, but I can't. And I have so much going on and so much to say that the only way that I can express it is just by putting it on wax, as they said back in the day. And I don't want to care about aesthetics. I don't want to care about opening frames. I don't want to care about lighting and things of that nature, because there's some things that needs to be talked about right then and there. It needs to get out there, and needs to be in the raw. It needs to be said while it's being said. And as long as it's not in anger, I believe that it's good to go. And I'm trying to figure out what triggered all this today. And I wanted to say, and the best way I can say is this, is that it had nothing to do with another party. It had everything to do with my actions. It had everything to do with my actions. And I'm upset because what is it that I'm doing, that C. Nicole is doing, that Awful Mondays is doing, that's making me repeat it? And I was sitting and I said, it's the same thing a person is saying, and I'm doing the same exact thing, and I don't like it. I'm just like, I'm looking at myself, and I'm looking at myself in this glass. You know how you see it on TikTok, and you trying to stop yourself from doing something, and you just, if I just stop myself, and why am I doing that? And you do it, and it's just like something is pushing and pushing and pushing, and I gotta know, I gotta find, I gotta know. And it's like times I want to just sit and just say stop, and just stop. And I say to myself, am I ever gonna have someone or have anybody that understands that that's not me at all? That's not me that's doing that. That's that little girl inside who is tired of sitting and waiting. And then the adult me looks up and said, oh crap, I should have just waited, I could have did this and that. And I don't know, I guess it's a thing where you don't want people to see you as crazy. You don't want people to see you in a certain way, but I learned I have to stop thinking that way. I have to learn that there's people out there who feel the same way that I feel, and that they're afraid to express themselves, and they're afraid to speak and say that because they don't want people to look at them in a certain way and say, wow, that's crazy, that's weird. But I know that there's other people out there that thinks and feels the same way, that gets into relationships that they know they shouldn't be in, that want to get out of a relationship that they should stay in, that they have friends that they need to let go regardless of how long you've been together. And that's what me is, that I want to let go of these things, and I start getting all emotional because I'm like, but why? And even though I know it's not good, and it may be good, it may be bad, it's just the whole fact of not being able to just let it go and let it be. And I get upset and I start crying because I'm like, that's so easy to do. And people would say, that's so easy. But I'm like, not for me. Not at all. And even when people deserve it, and people may not deserve it, the whole thing is, why do I have a struggle with not being able to? Yeah. I'm going to try to get the first video I took to blend in with this one. But I was, and the thing about it, I was so worried about, oh, let me series look good and this and that. And I keep hearing people's voices, because I had one person who would say, well, you got to add this, you got to put this. Everybody wants to tell you what to add and how to put it on and what you got to say and why this is not working and why that's not working. And I say to myself, well, that person had an idea and they decided to do it different, and they went with that, and nobody told them anything, and they went on ahead and did it, and now they did it, and now people are asking them for advice on how to do it. And now I could have had that same idea, I could have had that same thought, and I didn't do it, but this person did. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I go through constantly. That's what it is. It's like to have, and it's not a brain that don't stop. I mean, it stops, but it's just always trying to figure things out. And it's not even thinking half the time. It's just saying that there got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. I'm telling you, generalized anxiety is not, it's not fun. PTSD is not fun. OCD is not fun. And I snap easily, and it's just sometimes you want people to understand and say, okay, sometimes you need to stop telling people what to do and just listen to them. That's how you can be there for people sometimes. Just listen to them, hear them out. And I think that's what my struggle is, because I always tend to try to be the person to listen, and then when everybody else gets upset and explaining themselves, they don't want to listen. It's like, this is what I want, which is kind of the same thing in itself. And what I mean by that is, me, I really just want you to listen sometimes. I really just want you to hear. I don't really want feedback. And I would tell people, I don't need feedback. I just want you to hear and listen to what I have to say, because I got to get this out. I got to say this. I got to say that I like women. I have to say that I still want to be in church. I want to say that I want to be able to live my life according to the way that I want to live it, without having to be judged and looked at and happen to be told I have to sit down because of something that I choose to live. If I'm not doing it that's in a disrespectful manner or a disrespectful way, why can't I just live the way that I want to and live comfortably? That's another thing that's holding me back, is because if that's the way that if I have to choose to live, and I got to make others comfortable, then that's just what I'm gonna have to do, is go with what I want to do. That's mainly what I wanted to get out, and I had to say that. It's just a lot of me ranting on about things and me being afraid to do these things because I don't want to upset anybody else. But this is what it does to me, people. This is what it does to me, to trying to be obedient. This is what it does to me for trying to be honest and real. It hurts. Anybody out there who's listening and watching, that knows me, that sees me, and anybody who understands knows when a person is doing everything that they can. This is what happens when you try to people please. When you live in strict house where things are to be told and not to be said. For me, I have to say, in the black household where children are meant to be seen and not heard, and that's meaning to say that a child is. I gotta go back. I gotta make sure I edit that out. Yeah, I gotta edit that out. Anyway, so it does not necessarily mean that because you grew up with both parents in the household that everything's going to be fine. It takes work. It takes someone to be there. It doesn't just take you to be there and get upset and then complain about what it is that you have to do, but you don't talk about it. This is what happens when you don't communicate, and you have to figure things out on your own and try not to make people upset or mad, and figure out why you did it and how you can fix it. Oh, goodness. So, that's my rant for today. I would do my best to continuously record, and I'll just stay recording in black and white because that's just how it has to be. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of algorithms. I'm tired of comments. I'm tired of likes. I'm tired of followings. I'm tired. I just really wish we had a society where people would just really be real. And not even that. What is it? What is real? What is it to really be real? What is it to really be honest? This right here. I think the main thing about it is not being able to say that I like women. It has nothing to do with my what I want to say, that I like women. And I want to tell people that I'm not going to hide from that. And if you want to look at me different, then that's fine. If you want to say I can't do this and that because of my placement in the church, then that's fine. If you want to constantly look at me and just think that I'm going to hell and I'm going to burn, then that's fine. But let me make my own decision. Let me come to that realization. Let me see that. Let me have that chance to be able to say, you know what, this is wrong. This is right. Let me have that choice. Why are we choosing things for people? What happened to just talking? What happened to just understanding? I'm finding out that why can't we just make that understanding? Why when someone says that and the first thing they think about is just hell, just accept it and know that that's not your life, that's theirs. Listen to them half the time. Every lesbian, every queer, every whatever, LGBT, whatever, is not going to throw it blatantly in your face. And I believe that's where all this is stemming from, is because I can't be who I want to be without people judging me. And I know people are going to judge you all the time, but I'm sorry, that's not fair, and that's not an excuse, and that's not a reason, especially if we're supposed to be better than that in the Christian community. I am C. Nicole, and I am queer, and I love women, and I love God at the same time. That's what it. I love women. So mom, dad, the church, grandma, auntie, family. This is my coming out story. Now maybe I could find a relationship and be happy with it. I don't like to hide. I don't. And that's hard for me to do. And I'm a real honest. I believe a person who's honest and trustworthy, an honest and trustworthy person can't hide the truth. And this is what happens. And I believe, and that's the bottom part of it, is because I'm not 100% truthful. And I couldn't be 100% truthful because I'm afraid that people are going to look at me differently. That doesn't make sense. So I have to hide who I am to make other people happy. But this is who I am. And if you don't want to accept it, that's fine. But I'm accepting it. And I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm living in my truth from now on. I'm not being afraid anymore. I love women. And there's nothing that's going to change about that. Men, I tried it and I did it for everybody else. And the only thing it did was make me more messed up than what I am now. And honestly, there's one person